Hi everyone, and welcome to our Sunday night show. A little bit of change in the format. We normally go live on a Saturday, but we weren't here last Saturday. But yeah, we normally go live on a Saturday. This is our second show of the week. Doing all right, aren't we? Becoming regular. I like it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Evening. Hopefully you're all you've all had a lovely weekend. It's been a bit chilly out there, hasn't it?
It's not been great.
It's not been brilliant, but we're expecting a really good week this week if you live in the southern part of England. So. If anyone's off for half term or anyone,
like a little weather thing now.
Yeah, I've gone for the weather, then I've got charity. So, but thank you ever so much for tuning into our Sunday show. This is a little bit of a follow-on from Thursday, but don't let that put you off. If you didn't watch the Thursday, you can always go back and watch it, and also we'll do a bit of a recap anyway. But thank you everyone for tuning into our show. Again, I always talk about the new format. We're aiming to come to you once or twice a week, depending on the topic, depending on what we're going to be chatting about, depending on how interested you guys are, and we're not boring you too much. But so we're looking at going live, like I say, once, twice a week, talking about all manner of different subjects.
Hey.
First pun of the evening, that is. We're looking at a plethora. There we go, a plethora of different. Yes, a smorgasbord of different subjects, ranging from different types of equipment, investigation techniques, and venues. And then as we sort of start to move forward, venues that are coming up, venues we've just been to. So we're aiming to sort of bring to you a whole range of, and he said Manor again, a whole range of different shows to keep you interested. As always, if you've got a suggestion for a show, anywhere you've been to, any piece of equipment you like doing, anything like that, chuck it over to us on the chat. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. So keep chatting to us, keep talking, and we're aiming to bring you the subjects that you're looking for, really. Tonight on the show, we've got myself, Dan, we've got Lee,
evening.
We've got Andy, we've got Hev, and we've got Mary, who's coming live from. I'm not going to.
This is Preston Manor.
No, you're not. You're at Stansted, aren't you?
Stansted. Oh.
Stansted House at Halloween.
Yeah, that's the Halloween event we did at Stansted House. That was quite cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The building was amazing. The building was amazing, wasn't it? All sort of set up, wasn't it?
It was a good night.
I mean, one of them.
It was Halloween, wasn't it? It was Halloween. We followed the Halloween party into it, didn't we?
Yes,
so we've done a few of those events, haven't we, where we followed something? I know we did Margam Castle. Do you remember when it was set up for?
Oh yeah, that was
Da Vinci's Demons.
Yes,
and it was set up as an old. That was. Do you know what? When people say to me, "What's Margam Castle like?" I always say to them, "I don't know," because we saw it as a medieval castle.
Yeah.
So
Renaissance
castle.
castle.
We saw it as a medieval castle. So actually, I couldn't tell you what inside was like, but we had a really good night there as well. So just before we start on, so like I said, we've got the guys on there bringing you. So feel free to ask anyone any questions. Stops me talking if you have got a question for one of the other team as well. But we've got Louise. Hi, Louise. Letitia's on as well, and then we've got Donna as well. So Donna's finally made a live show. So she always comments. Donna always says, "I never make shows, but I watch them back and I really enjoy them." So we've got Donna live tonight. So that's really good. So, like I said earlier, tonight's show follows on a little bit from Thursday. From Thursday to now, we've had a really, really amazing response from people either that watched the show, that's given us some really nice feedback. They've also liked and shared and stuff like that, and lots more follows. So thank you so much for that. And then, but keep it going because we need more. Obviously, we need some more.
You'll do your Bob Geldof.
This is the Bob bit. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more as well, asking for donations. But keep liking, keep sharing. Keep going because, like I said, as we start to move forward into out of lockdown, not into lockdown, but out of lockdown, when the world starts to behave, we want to try and come live from location, signal permitting, obviously. But yeah, anywhere we can do, we want to bring it along to you. So if you can't come along to one of our events, at least you can come on the show. You can give your comments. You can instruct other people to go investigating alone. Let's see the way I did that. Other people. You can instruct me, whatever. Anything you'd like us to try and do, and like I said, you're as good as being with us, really. Apart from the atmosphere of the event, we've had people that say, "Listen, I've just seen this in that room. Can someone go and do it? Or can you put that piece of equipment down in there? Or can you send Dan upstairs on his own? Or send Lee somewhere?" And
it's even people picking up things at home, isn't it? Like,
definitely,
all been there before and had experiences in a certain room. We get us to go and.
We mentioned it before, didn't we? That some of our best footage has been caught by Andy, Mary, and actually people that have not been on the event but actually watched us back at home and been able to listen closer, or stuff that we might have missed.
We definitely would have missed. Definitely the EVPs from that island we went to. I can't remember the name. But
definitely.
Yeah, Andy.
Isle of Wight, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so Julie's on again. Hi, Julie. Thank you for
Julie.
tuning in again. Present. You have to get some sort of prize. We have to get you like a badge or something. You've done every show so far, so thank you for doing that. But like I said, this is a bit of a follow-on from Thursday show, and I'm going to hand over to Hef now to talk about Thursday show and what we chatted about.
Yeah, so as you said, it's a follow-on from Thursday's show. So we're sort of recapping the Manor House. And when we say Manor Houses, we included the chapels that are part of the estate, or even farms that, you know, supplied goods or produce, or were part of, you know, Manor Houses and the greater estate that they form. So on Thursday, we were looking at and discussing our favourite venues, our favourite Manor Houses, our techniques, how we may differ our techniques. So, you know, we have research before the event and we can research after the event, which kind of brings everything sort of together. And we sort of bringing to you this evening is more about the evidence and, you know, the experiences that we've had as SGS, as a team. So the team leaders, you know, constantly recording, capturing information, capturing the evidence. We don't always have time to review it on the night, so this is the opportunity now. Certainly with lockdown, I think Andy's been super busy just pulling all the information together, really. So specifically tonight, it's some of our favourite experiences with evidence that's been captured from or around the manor houses we've visited. So some of the things we're talking about is Woodchester Mansions, Preston Manors, Stansford House, Great Fulford. The list goes on, doesn't it, really? So we have a limited 1 hour slot this evening. We can't bring you everything, unfortunately. So we're going to give you a snapshot of some of our favourite evidences, I suppose, if there's such a word. So what we'll do is we'll give you a background overview, and then we'll show you the piece of footage, whether it's an EVP or a piece of film footage or something like that. You've got the live chat on Facebook and on YouTube, so give us your feedback, tell us what you think, tell us what you hear, what you see, and we'll take it from there. We've got I think, Andy, we've got the option to replay the clips if we need to, haven't we?
We
still got
certainly
that
do.
provision?
Yeah. If anyone wants to
Perfect.
us to go back to something, then we'll just we'll go back to it and take a look at that bit.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Julie said she's a stalker. Julie's asked, you're more than welcome. There is a position open for the SGS stalker, so you've taken the role. No worries. We'll get you a T-shirt made. That's absolutely fine.
Her words, not yours, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
her words, not yours. That's fine.
So,
Okay,
like,
I think
go
our
on.
first clip is from Woodchester, isn't it, Dan? Is it?
Yeah.
It's one of your favourites, wasn't it? It's one that you mentioned in Thursday's show as being kind of the pinnacle, really. It was one of the first investigations you did, but it's all like stood the time, really, for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I sort of mentioned. I think if you've anyone gone back and watched or seen the clip on YouTube, the actual thumbnail, so the photo of it is when I'm sort of with my hands and my cheeks, but that was the reaction that we had from this video. It worried me. It scared me. I think I said on Thursday, it was one of our first big events, you know. And if anyone's ever been to Woodchester Mansions, you park at the front gate. Yeah, you park at the front gate, and he comes and collects you. They lock the gate behind you. The moment you go over that threshold, there's no internet signal. We'll never be able to stream from there. There's no phone signal, internet signal. You are completely remote. And I remember thinking, oh no, like if anything happens, like I was thinking, how far is the gate to have to run up or try and get the car out to try and sort of direct someone. It took us ages to find the first time, and to go there. And I think it was one of our first real events with people that we didn't know. I know Jason and his mum.
Yeah,
Jason, who's one of our team leaders from Wales, really experienced investigator. He came along with his mum. That was one, wasn't it? Was that the one? I'm sure it was. Anyway, yeah.
Yes.
So it's that sort of venue where we met other ghost hunters. Whereas before we'd done smaller, local, where families came along and friends came along and supported us while we got going, and people we really knew. And I think that in the beginning we would look at maybe sort of 10, 15 people coming on, and everyone we knew. So this was an event that on the drive up there we were nervous for it. And then a little bit about the video itself. We'd set up, as usual, we break into 3 groups and we move around 3 times depending on the size of the venue and so on. So 3 groups 3 times. So we started in the cellar, and the cellar's a creepy place. It's like I say, if you can't get signal on the upper floors, you're getting nothing down here. And there's lots of stories about the cellar in terms of like a creature down there and stuff.
I think if you watch The Most Haunted,
yes,
talk about a demon down
there. We go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
So straight away, that's everyone.
It's on the forefront of your mind, and we'd put a board down. So we'd literally put a board down, and we were doing some calling out, and there were people just wandering around down there. So it's a noisy-ish clip, but you'll still hear what we caught, and we'll talk through what we did afterwards to try and find out what the hell went on, really. So let's look at the first clip.
And move the glass towards the sound of my voice to let us know you are willing to talk to us. Please feel free to come forward to the board, gather our energies to help you move the glass. And move the glass towards my voice to let us know you're here and willing to talk to us. We'd like to make contact and talk to anyone.
What the hell was that? What was that?
Upstairs. Upstairs. It's upstairs. It must be upstairs. Oh, out the corridor. Was it in here? It wasn't in here.
It sounded like it came from over there.
Here.
Did you hear that?
That sounded.
Yeah, I did. That big I swear down. It was.
I thought someone was messing about. And
Oh no, this way. Brought your shoes off.
Yes, mate? No, it wasn't me.
That's not funny.
What's that? No, it wasn't me, mate. Not us down here.
That sounded like
It's none of our groups.
We'd like to make contact and talk to anyone. Talk to anyone.
Gently. Gently.
Okay. So, did you hear it? So, people that watch about it's still a clip where I don't know, I'm still speechless about it now, really. It is one of those clips where you just couldn't fathom out what it was. Straight away, we went down. Straight away, I picked up the walkie-talkie and I radioed through to the other group and said, has anyone just fallen? Because Woodchester Mansion is half finished. So there is, when you go to the upper floors, there is like a gate that panicked us straight away that someone leant against it or sat against it would rock back over it. So straight away I radioed through to see whether it was the other group, someone had fallen down, and everyone in that building was in complete disarray because everyone heard the sound, everyone caught it on their voice recorder. The little, like Andy was sort of saying before, the little clip at the end is caught from another person's voice recorder. So we checked in. The only thing we looked at straight away was the only thing that connected us all was like a fireplace that went up. So straight away went into the room with the fireplace. We ran up to the stairs to see Chris, who was there at the time, and he was asleep. So
that was my floor.
was
middle
that what you
floor.
were? Was it?
Yeah, but we were through the kitchens and just past, so we went off. We didn't hear it so well.
Yeah.
But we were more to going outside. But that rules out anything coming from outside.
Yeah.
In.
And then Dad was on the upper floor, wasn't he?
Top, yeah.
And Dad caught. I think that might have been his. Yeah, Dad was on the upper floors, and he heard the EVP clearly. He heard the, and to us it was like a roar. It sounds like, for us it sounds like a roar, like some sort of. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, but you can see the people's reactions to it. It's all like a delayed
panic
response, isn't it? And then everybody can suddenly realise, hang on, did we really hear? Yes, we did hear that. What was it? And so, you say it sounds unbelievable, but because of the natural response of the people that are there, kind of you realise that it just takes a few seconds for it to actually sink in that was actually part of your evening and your investigation. And like I say, you can hear a little bit of the panic in Dan's voice when he is on the walkie-talkie, just making sure that everybody is okay. Because, well,
we're insured up to like £5 million. I'm thinking, how much does a fall over a balcony cost? How do people claim, and what do I do? And oh no, we've started to get good, and we started to get a good following, and we killed someone. Brilliant. We've added to the spirit. But yeah, let us know at home what you think of it. Like I said, I think that some EVPs you'll listen to, and some voices we capture, and some things you capture. Everyone has a different opinion, but that's, for us, was really one of the best pieces of evidence that we caught.
It's clear. It's just
today.
Andy, can you just for the viewers out there, can you just replay it one more time? Because I think sort of it would just be really interesting just to get other people's perspectives on that. You know, hopefully, sort of.
Yeah, sure thing.
Just want to make sure sort of that people can hear it, and after the explanation,
yeah,
that
do you
they can see.
Do you want me to do my impression
story.
of it again?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, it sounds, because it sounds like you then.
It does.
You're not even there.
No.
That
was
was
forward to the
before
group.
Andy, this was.
It was pre-Andy.
Pre-Andy. Cool. Anyway, right, so I'll play it again for you, Mary.
And move the glass towards the sound of my voice to let us know you are in and willing to talk to us. Please feel free to come forward to the board, gather our energies to help you move the glass. And move the glass towards my voice to let us know you're here and willing to talk to us. We'd like to make contact and talk to anyone.
What the hell was that? What was that?
What was that? It's upstairs. It's upstairs. It must be upstairs. Oh, out the corridor. Was it in here? It wasn't in here.
It sounded like it came from over there.
Here.
Did you hear that? That sounded
Yeah, I did. I swear down. It was.
I thought someone was messing about. And
Oh no, just wait. Brought your shoes off.
Yes, mate? No, it wasn't me. What's that? No, it wasn't me, mate. Not us down here. It's none of our groups.
We'd like to make contact and talk to anyone. Talk to anyone.
Gently. Gently.
Okay, there you go, Mary.
So there we go. So we played it back again. Let us know what you hear. Let us know. Yeah, Emma's just put like a sort of a strange face. We had the same face when we were. Yeah, we had the same face when we were there. If I'm honest, we didn't know what it was. And people that know us know that we don't like we're not that sort of group, you know. And like I said, we straight away ran up to the owner of the place or the person that was running it and said, "Listen, we just got this. You know, even were you watching a DVD? Was there something you were watching?" And in the end, we had the torches, didn't we, up the fireplaces, and we were looking.
And we did everything to try and prove it was, you know, because there was talks it could have been an animal that's got in the building. But like I said, I was by the main door, and we were down that corridor where the bats are, and so we didn't hear it as clear. Our voice recorders picked it up, but not as clear as everyone else's. So it came from inside the building.
Where was Gary? Do you know at all? Because this was from the cellar, and then the audio at the end was from then the second floor, or maybe the third floor.
So my dad was on the, where the big stone bath is, was a big shower.
Yeah, he was.
My dad was in there.
Oh right, so that's second floor and a little bit long.
Second floor up, yeah.
Because on another occasion, because we caught this when we were investigating, I put audio on every single level, and we had this strong, loud, sort of dragging stone noise, which again was held. We heard in all that particular area, so right from the cellar all the way up to where the stone bath was.
Yeah.
So it shows the sound can definitely carry up that far.
Definitely. Emma was just saying that it sounds like some kind of roaring, and that's exactly what we did. It's not. It is one of them where we just, when we play it, there are probably a handful of people that go, really, and but honestly, it was. And Donna said the same thing. Sounds like a roaring to me, but where Lee's group were the closest to being outside. Theirs is the faintest recording. When my dad's is almost 2 stories, maybe ground first, or maybe 3 stories above us, isn't it?
Above the cellar, yeah.
Yeah, above the cellar. He's 3 stories above us, and yeah, we're to this day we're baffled what we call.
And Chris would have been on the level above, and not too far from the entrance to the cellar in the.
Yeah, he was in the main hall.
He was asleep. I'm not sure. Yeah, he does sleep during our investigation, so obviously, but he normally sits with his earphones in, doesn't he, or sits there watching the DVD or getting himself ready. And to this day we physically can't
He had
explain that.
headphones in, so he didn't hear it.
Yeah,
I remember him saying.
but we did doubt him a little bit. We know Chris really well, and like, there's no way that.
No.
Well, he basically said, "I don't have to enhance anything to sell this as a venue. It's
No.
fully booked all year." If anything, getting caught doing something like that would completely destroy him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
Julie said that they're amazing. It doesn't sound like an animal more than a pained roar, and that's Julie why I literally grabbed hold of my. I used to carry our insurance around with us just in case anyone questioned it because we were so new to it. And honestly, I looked at class that in my house thinking, right, does it cover people falling off balconies? But honestly, I honestly thought someone had fallen over, someone had fallen off because, like I say, Winchester Mansion is half. When you go up the stairs, you've got a corridor. And then there are like 3 doors which just have like a picket fence across them, and
it would have only been me falling there.
yeah, exactly. Which I didn't mind too much because but yeah, generally my first thought was someone has fallen over, someone's hurt themselves. You know, it is a pained roar, but we were in an area where lots of ghost companies, including Most Haunted, there claimed to be some sort of elemental down there, some sort of non-human creature, I guess. And although we've never really come into contact with it, and again, the jury's out on those side of things. For us, we can't explain it, and it's one of our favourite pieces. So I'm glad you guys have heard it at home. And I suppose we move on to the next one then. We could talk about it all night. We need to do a Winchester show.
Let's write that one down as well then.
I'll write it down.
Emma said definitely sounds demonic, really scary. Honestly,
yeah,
I class myself as quite a brave person, and I was even scared.
It rocked everyone, didn't it? That night, it just sort of...
I've never seen a group that was so fragmented, literally reconvene in one area. We were all sort of like, honestly, COVID rules would have been out the window. If we'd have done it during lockdown, right? COVID rules would have been out the window. But yeah, we sort of almost huddled together until we found out that everyone was safe, and then but genuinely, everyone was quite apprehensive about going back down there or going. Everyone sort of said we'll have a bit of a break, and some people went for a fag. I mean, it really disjointed our night because it was just.
No, we'd be fighting over it. We're going down the next.
Definitely. So that's our first one. So
it'd be interesting to know if other ghost groups that have investigated have ever found or recorded something similar as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
So if we can, I don't know whether other ghost groups or other ghost investigating groups actually, listen to each other's footage, but it'd be interesting to know if they've actually captured anything similar as well.
Really cool. So if anyone at home is watching or watching back, and you have done, say you're watching this at a later date and you have done, drop us a comment. We get notifications.
Really
we'll come back to you. Definitely, we'd love to hear what you have. So cool. So next one then, Andy.
So not the bravest, Donna.
Who's that? Oh,
you're the bravest.
I am the bravest.
No way.
You can't tell sarcasm in comments, can you?
Just put LOL next to it. I'll take that. It's just being serious.
So next one's Preston. Do you want to go into a little bit of what this is going to be about, maybe?
Yeah. So Preston, as you know by the last show, is probably one of our favourites. And so it's always so hard to choose between all the different manors, and probably completely the other end of the scale in terms of sort of the last clip that we've just shown. But Preston Manor is a lovely place. It's a museum, and it is shown exactly how it was lived in previously. And that ranges from the kitchens that the servants cooked in, right up to the living room and the dining room, the library, the seance room, and then right up on the next top level, you've got the servants' quarters and the main bedrooms. And this piece of footage that we're going to show is it was Andy and Beth, and they were in it was Eleanor's main room. Is that right, Andy?
Yeah, I think it's the room name is the Southwest room, so the one that's next to the library and opposite Ellen's, Lady of the House's room. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they were in there, and Beth was actually a little bit poorly on that night. Well before COVID time, so we're all safe. But she was a little bit poorly, and I think Andy, you and Beth were just doing a sort of a setup and sort of a sweep of the room. So you were kind of just getting yourself set up. And what you'll see is that there's a cabinet in the corner of the room, And Andy, I think there's some history around the cabinet itself as well. Is that right?
Yeah. So when you're in that room, you're basically seeing the bed and the dresser and the sheets are on the bed. Everything is unique, and it was owned by the mother of the last lady who lived in the house, and it was her stuff. And after she passed on, came a guest bedroom, but they kept it as a bedroom, and that was their stuff. So like Mary said, when you go to that place, you're witnessing the house as it was for the last people who lived in there, except a few things that people have been donating to the council, which kind of fit in the right time period. They store at the manor. So this cabinet itself had recently been donated by someone, and they thought that fits quite nicely into this bedroom. We'll put it on the side. It's like a small medicine sort of makeup-y sort of little drawery cabinet, so that when it opens up, you're actually seeing drawers inside the thing. But yeah, it wasn't actually theirs. It was something which had been put there after they lived there.
Okay. Yeah. So really, the kind of sort of connection that I was going to was that sort of I believe Beth was poorly, and sort of we were talking about the medicines and getting some medicine for her, and that's when you see the cabinet door open, and I don't know if that was noticed at the time or whether you saw it after the footage, but we have tried always to try and debunk it.
It was literally as we were leaving the room, Beth said, "Was that open?" So after we basically went to have a bit of a coffee, I looked back at the cameras shots I'd taken around the room, and the start of the session, it wasn't. So like that opened at some point during us being in there, and we didn't see it. So so everyone piled up in that room and started jumping up and down the floorboards, tilting it, running around, trying to get this door to open.
We've literally tried all possible ways, and the doors are not loose. Once you close the door, the door stays closed. There isn't any loose way for it to sort of open up. But yeah, I mean, if you want to play the clip and sort of if the viewers want to sort of say what they see and let us know what they think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Cool.
I just again, we were sort of just chatting offline, but Andy's 60% sure he didn't hear us. But if he did hear us, Andy was saying that, like I said, we on our break we went upstairs. We sort of jumped around on the floor. We sort of recreated the steps that Beth would have been doing to make sure that there was nothing on the floor and there was nothing.
We tried everything, didn't we?
Yeah, and then Andy was going to say he brought a level, a spirit level along the next time to make sure it was level. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but I think that if there'd have been any part of that that was unlevel, or any part of it that could look like a natural explanation, then we would have thrown it out. It wouldn't have been on our best show.
And we do a lot of that as well. That after we get something, the next time we go, we've talked about it so much. We're like, okay, we need to do this, this, and this, and this. And so when I do that spirit level, it's actually tilting very slightly back. So when it was opening, it was actually going against gravity.
Emma's said it's quite hard to see, but it definitely opens in a very controlled manner. So actually, I think that's a really key point Emma said there, because I think if you'd have walked past it and it swang, then you probably could look at the motion side of things. But it was just really slowly.
Normally, if it's on an angle, it would swing, like it would have a fast movement to it, because the gravity will pull it open. But yeah, there was nothing.
It's a cool one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
We've
good.
had so much of like Preston Manor, like I say, it's a favourite. It's maybe a show in that actually, but
We have to do a drinking game every time we say that.
I said it after, but Mary, put it on the list though. But we've had so many things happen on every level of that house. We've got some. I think that won't go into next week's show, but we've got some good EVPs from there. We've got some really good stuff that have happened all the way through the house, and to get that. When you're talking about being unwell and stuff like that.
I think every time we've been there.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever not got anything.
I don't know where we've got this. We're sort of going through our footage and stuff. We were in the room adjacent to it. I think that was Ellen's room, and me and Lee were this is on live stream. We were live streaming, and we heard. Andy, you might have been the other side actually. We heard the handle go.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So I said, you hear me say on screen, "Sorry guys, I think someone's coming in." So I stand up and we go towards the door. And then we were met by you going, were you coming out? And we're like, no, that's just adjacent to it. So that was a real, we must have that somewhere. But
don't know.
But yeah, like we were live streaming. So I'd even apologise to the viewers that someone was coming through the door. We were about to be interrupted. It's normally me doing the interrupting. But yeah, sort of doing the bit of being interrupted. And yeah, meeting Andy over the threshold to say,
because
I heard the handle.
Yeah, I'd heard the handle and went to see who it was coming into the, because that was Ellen's bedroom, because it was one next to that nursery room. Because we were in the nursery.
I remember at live stream, we were reading out the plaque in there of the room and talking about her son. I think it's not a son, a grandson, I think, and the dogs. And I was reading out the plaque, which was on her dressing table. So we were nowhere near the door at the time, were we? Which we heard it.
Also live stream as well, so it backs up us saying we were nowhere near it.
Cool.
Moving doors is quite a theme at Preston Manor, because we had a similar situation downstairs in the dining room. We had the door open as well. So yeah, definitely a show.
What one's that?
No, that's it. Dining room is fine. Believe it or not.
Cool. Dining room.
I'm trying to remember what one that is.
Listen, let's not talk about pronunciation, right? I don't think Lee's got any room to talk about pronunciation when he's about to speak about the next video he's going to play. Let's be honest. Well, the way nice, it leads onto it.
Yeah.
Go on then.
So yeah, our next video is of us at this manor house in Wales. I don't think we can name it.
I know, copyright.
It's a secret. No, I can't pronounce it. Andy?
Lanathi Secunda Manor.
In the Welsh accent. It's got to be Welsh.
Lanathi Secunda Manor.
There we go.
By the way, slow down. Beautiful.
Yeah, that place. So yeah, again, we were live streaming there, and we've been live streaming for a few hours, and we got all the group together. There was only about 5 of us there, wasn't there? 4 or 5.
Night, yeah.
And we all went down to the main, the living room area, I suppose, just off of the kitchen. And we're live streaming. I think Dan's calling out, and I'm just panning around the room. There wasn't a great deal going on, was there, at the time? And
we were almost on a bit of a mini break, weren't we? Really? And we were just discussing what the.
We were just about to stop, I think. And as I pan the camera around, you see a shadow come round from the corner, and it literally, well, you can see for yourself, see what you think. But we tried debunking it, tried everything we could to, see if I could have done it accidentally or anything like that, and yeah, we couldn't.
We should have put John's picture up, shouldn't we, to show where you were? But play the video, I reckon, and then it's on it. It's a picture on the John's.
It'll be at the end, yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. So just a warning though. So you'll see the video first, and then I've slowed it down a couple of times so you can get a few more shots of what's going on there.
A knock in the hallway. think it misses it.
Yeah, it doesn't show it.
So yeah, it does. It kind of show. I'm not sure how clear. Like a hand.
Yeah, and I think the key thing with that one there, like I think the last sort of snapshot of it showed you'll see
a picture of myself filming, and that was taken probably 2 or 3 minutes before we got what we got. This was John Hammond's photo, and it shows that I'm filming in my right hand. So as I pan round to the doorway of the kitchen, a shadow comes round, and it's a perfect right hand.
And that's the key point, right? Your camera's in the right hand, your left hand's down by your side.
I cannot possibly.
You physically can't.
The thumb's on the right side.
You can't recreate it. You can't unless there's. And we were the only 5 that were there that night. You can see the way you're sitting there.
And again, I don't think we picked it up until Andy was watching the live stream. Was that right, Andy? Was this one that you picked up? It was, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was caught by us straight away.
Let's see if you guys caught it at home. I know it was a little bit pixelated the first couple, but you do see like a shadow.
As you can see, it's clearly nothing behind me as well. You can't see anything behind. There's a wall and then a doorway. Kitchen.
I reckon go again. Yeah. So, yeah. Go again. A knock in the hallway. Oh, you just sort of capture it, don't it? It just captures it.
Yeah,
just pixelates at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, you see it.
Cool. So yeah,
You see it on the half speed shot. And then
be interesting to see what you guys think at home about that. Like I said, we spent probably half an hour to even an hour afterwards trying to see if it was anything that I did or anything that could have happened, but we just couldn't. We couldn't figure anything out. It's just there was no one else roaming around. If there was somebody else about in the house and walking around, then maybe
it was a private event with 5 of us staying in this house that we'd hired. So yeah, it's certainly not video. And I think the key thing to remember is you physically are holding the camera in your right hand, what you're right-handed.
Right-handed, yeah.
For you to even though you see the thumb on the top of the hand when you slow it down, go back and watch it if you don't quite capture it, because it might be a little bit pixelated when we're streaming it, but it just can't work. Like physically, it can't
get
it across.
Hand I'm filming, it comes round.
Unless you were carrying that prosthetic hand you carry around.
Yeah, I do carry spare hands with me.
That's the only thing.
Just in case.
The actual video's on YouTube, isn't it? So everybody, if you can't see it on there tonight, you can go onto our YouTube channel and you'll be able to see the hand motion. It's a clear video, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it's clear. But yeah, like Emma's just said, it's almost like a shadow person.
Mm.
It was, it happens, doesn't it, right? And we just happened to be rolling. Like, how many times it happened when we sit on a break or something happens where we capture something and people slate. I'm not going to mention the show, but these TV shows that said you're never going to believe this. Yeah, you're never going to believe this. This just happened. We didn't have any footage of it. We didn't have this. Someone's just been thrown down the stairs or something like that. Big clue what I'm talking about. But actually, we were lucky enough for John's been taking random. Why was John taking photos of you?
I think he likes them.
Oh, okay, good news. Because the whole house is so old, we just took random photos, didn't we? I know, but the door behind you there, John, who was on it, me, John, and Jace that were in it in a group, we had that door handle rattle as well. So we had the experience through the night. So if you just keep rolling, it looks like we were just sort of chilling out and going from there, really. But
Donna's just said she seems to remember us watching that live stream of it actually happening, so that's quite cool. But yeah, she remembers seeing the hand coming around and probably us going on about it over and over again, trying to figure out if it was something we'd done. But
I think we rule it out if it's a public event and other people wander around. We rule it out if it's left hand, but it's not. It's a right hand. You'll see once you see the video, you sort of see it come around, and odd, really
Strange.
Yeah, good video.
And
One
you
of
can
my
see in that
favourites.
photo as well the way that Lee's holding the torch is actually in you kind of a couple between your fingers, isn't it? It's just, and it's sticking out from where your hand is. So your hand's full of lots of bits there.
Yeah, it was so dark. The lights I have for filming, they blind people. So for this one, I used a dimmer torch. So because we're all sat facing each other, I didn't want my light on. So I actually hold the torch as well as the tripod for the camera. So I was holding everything in my right hand. So yeah,
good capture.
Didn't have a lot of spare fingers to do that with.
To fake activity.
To fake it, yeah.
Nice. Good video though. Like I said, nice thing about these videos, they're all something just a little bit different. We've had the furniture move, we've had the growl, and then I mentioned it a few times, but then the next video you need to listen. So Andy, next video, what are we talking about?
So we mentioned this a couple of times as well on Thursday, which is Great Fulford House in Devon, which is an amazing building because not only do you have this huge history of the Fulford family being there since the Doomsday Book, they're still there now. You still meet the people there now. You still meet the family who will tell you stories about what goes on there. So there's a real feeling of kind of walking into like it's history really. You're kind of part of that ongoing story. Whereas a lot of manor houses, kind of after the wars, kind of became other buildings. This one is still someone's house. The areas we tend to investigate though aren't typically used to live in because it's such a big building. So where we're at the moment though, I think is used fairly often because in this video we're looking at the entrance hallway, which is huge, like every room in that place, and but kind of linked to other bits of the building. But a lot of the team were kind of congregate in that same room investigating because we didn't take many people that night from Bradley. And it was maybe just two groups. So we had some team a little distance away, and we had a few people in this room. And we'd had a few things happen earlier in that session, a few devices going off, and we're all kind of standing in this line, weirdly, calling out, because we were facing some of the equipment that had been going off. That's why we're all standing in a row. And the thing that you actually hear, to me, seems kind of clear. In fact, it's so clear. Our responses are, that sounds like a strong word, and I've beeped those out. I've not beeped out the thing we heard, just in case we've misheard it. So very interested in finding out what other people hear on this one.
But she did say, did she say that also? That we saw? Did you say no. No.
Well, I thought it was you two as well.
What?
Said no.
Why did you hear something inside us?
I didn't say anything. I said,
I thought it was something with it. Over your sentence, it was
yeah.
like that.
It was.
But she did say.
Okay, there you go. So I'm very interested in hearing what people thought they heard there, because afterwards we kind of, with manor houses, your taxes usually we're welcome there. We're kind of we're happy to be in the place. We thank them for being there, etc. But in that occasion, that word sounded a little aggressive. So I think our tone did change a little bit. That we were interested to find out if there was someone there who wasn't so happy with us being there, and if there was something we'd done to offend them, etc. So I think that particular thing that happened changed the tone of how we're investigating that session. But
I've given this a bit more thought, right? Unlike me, I know, but the show that the family did, the normal show, was Meet the Effin' Fulfords. So they're renowned for, as a family, they're renowned for their swearing, and it was all like quite a lot of blue language. But that the F word that we think we hear, the F word that we think we hear. Emma's put the exact word on there. Yeah, you're right. But actually, that is played so many times throughout their show. I wonder whether it was just a terminology used that the family that they hear the family do, because I don't know whether you get a lot of this. You're this and you're that, or if there's any sort of danger towards us, or any sort of malice or any bad language. But for their show to be called "Meet the Effing Fulfords," is there something in that?
I agree, Dan. I think you have something in it there, because it's safe. I watched the show back after we'd been at the location, and it's along the lines of what they say. So.
Yeah. And that was a room that the fact that the rest of it's derelict, but the boys used to play cricket in there. It's that's probably one room they use in the, depending on where you're looking at, the right or the left side of the house. The rest of it's shut up, and the rest of it's shut up. Emma, you're absolutely okay to swear. We were just commending ourselves that we haven't slipped yet and sworn, so I wasn't going to drop the F-bomb live.
We're living on the edge.
Otherwise, then go to YouTube. Donna's asked, can she hear that one again? Could we play that one again?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Amazing. Yeah, listen back, see what you think.
I went back over the spot again a few times just to loop it, so hopefully people have not been offended, or at least
no. That's right. We're all adults, But
we're still before the watershed, aren't we?
We are indeed. That's what we've got as well. But we can't. If the audience want to, we know what we hear and guess. But Julie's, but she agrees there. She's a spiritualist and used spirit boxes and stuff. We've had, probably I would say, again, in my opinion, majority of our swearing has come through a spirit box of some sort.
Yeah,
that we get. We had a few words that we picked up. We think is swearing, or we think maybe a swear word, or
something you shouldn't get through.
Yeah, FM, we do ask for that, don't we? A little bit.
Yeah.
But but we ask for words that you wouldn't necessarily hear on a radio or necessarily hear on a that. But it was certainly the F word. It actually really coincided with so much more activity we had in that room, and I suppose that leads us on to the next video, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So we mentioned earlier that we've been getting a lot of things going on in that room. So we'd literally kind of set up. So we were still kind of congregating and talking about what else we've been seeing in the room. But the equipment just starts going nuts. So the first thing you'll hear going off is a REM pod, which is attached to a Mel meter, which basically is an amplifier for random bits of energy in the air. So any static electricity, any positive ions that hit that device, it triggers it and tells you things are going on. And as you see in the clip, it's going on constantly. It is just going crazy. And then later on, we say, do you mind stopping that? That Dan, in fact, says, do you mind stopping? And it just stops dead. And then after that, you'll also hear someone talking about temperature. So there's another sensor which is detecting temperature fluctuation, which starts going off as well, with to say that the temperature's changing at the same time as we're getting all this energy in the air.
And that is where the sun stays.
That's on me. And that's on me, isn't it? Yeah. There's a temperature drop.
Yes.
Well, the temperature dropped there. Comes on. REM pod and temperature fluctuations. Is someone else here with us? Who's interested? Hey, that's really impressive.
Good to see you.
So did you see somebody in the hallway?
I saw it go across the
So as if those are there.
Yeah.
And that's why I saw that extra.
Yeah, me as well.
And Dad's, we both looked round because
You trying to get our attention?
Mate, I've not seen his faces.
well, I would go there, isn't it? It's not like that, you know, someone's going to do that and watch no.
Is the battery running out?
Nope.
Okay.
It's good that you were able to reflect that.
My phone was dropping. It's lost power quicker than I would normally expect. You wouldn't do the same.
Do you like it?
It's something that is feel more cultural.
You've never seen that.
Are you having fun?
And then Mark, that's really nice.
I think they're having fun.
Yes, you go for it.
Oh.
Cold question.
You're so good at this. Have you done this before? You're so good at this. Have you done this before? Have you done this before?
Oh.
Okay, there we go. That was a long clip, but there was an awful lot going on in there, wasn't there? In fact, during it, there's a few things in there which, I don't know, I'm not sure if you spotted anything. So let us know if you caught sight of anything or heard anything. I did focus a little bit on the disembodied voice that we kind of heard, the little female, like a young female voice that I heard going, or oh, yeah, there you go,
How'd it go?
it went, oh.
But it's a long clip because I think it needs to be a long clip. By anyone that goes on, or those that don't and watch the programs, these things sit silent for so long. And if anyone's, we're sometimes pleading, look, just even if you don't want to see it, just click the button, just go closer to it, do this, make it go colder. But yeah, you know, we sort of try and plead with people, people that go off. So actually, to have it go off for such a long period of time, and to have all different manner of, you know, there's a light anomaly, there's a voice, we call it the UV, there's loads of different stuff that we've sort of captured. You know, it's, you know, I think it's key saying there as well, that's on a hard stone floor, isn't it? So yeah. you'll see the sort of checkered floor. It's hard stone. It's a hard stone floor. It's and it's, you know, we've done our checks before. We've talked about we talked about the baseline checks we do, and we talk about the looking in the walls and stuff like that to make, or certainly running our equipment around. And there was nothing in there that we certainly wouldn't have set our equipment up there if it was near any live electrics or anything there that would have played havoc with it. And for the rest of the evening, it sat quiet. So it's a real good video for us, and it sort of shows a different dynamic to the voices that people capture and stuff. It shows that we do as much as we can to try and capture it as well. Donna said she definitely heard a voice there as well. After the question asked, but can't quite make out what it was. So, you know, we saw the light anomaly come when you were doing the enhanced version as well, whether that's a light or a torch. So, but no, the more we do these, the more we sort of find more things with the footage as well. Okay, so these are really good for us as well. But so that ends tonight's videos and evidence. Like I say, we've stuck this one around manor houses. We've got a whole catalogue of other stuff, and we're making notes, and we're having a joke about me saying, oh, we're going to do a show on this and show on that, but we generally are going to start putting these other shows together, which sort of brings on next week. Really, next week we're going to do one bigger show, and we're going to do that on Friday evening at 7:00. We're going to come live to you. So it is Good Friday, so people should have been off that week. So if people are off that day, sorry. So if you've got a glass of wine or a beer in hand, we might even come live from the bar.
Come live from the bar.
We won't drink until the show starts, of course. But yeah, if you just it's a great way to kick off your bank holiday. So we're going to do a show on EVP. So we're going to do a show on what EVP is and a general sort of discussion around that, and spend the rest of the shows pummeling you. No, we're going to spend the rest of the show with a sort of a selection of our best EVPs. It's a really popular show, and it's definitely a show that you guys can get involved in. I've even sort of put in my notes here, if you've got any good EVPs from now until Friday, get them into us. Like if you want to message, you want to try and set up some sort of email, or however you want to get them over to us. If you've got something that you think is a class A EVP or stuff, the best thing you've ever captured, get it over to us. We'll show it on the show, we'll review it on the show, and we'll give you our honest opinion on what we thought. We'll listen to it before. But if not, we've got a real range of EVPs coming to you. Like I say, rather than having the 2 shows next week, we're going to talk about it and do it. So we've got, it may go on for a little bit longer than the hour, depending what we do. It definitely will do, won't it? But yeah, we'll be with you all night Friday. No, but
it's good for EVP. Do probably
especially if we're drinking.
But we're going to look to definitely bring you a good sort of 5 or 6 clear EVPs, or clear in our opinion. Now, this was an amazing show last time. It had the makings of being an amazing show. We actually did live, it was via another platform, and unfortunately the sound quality wasn't brilliant, so they weren't really shown in the light that we wanted to. But we're on a better platform now. It's all about listening. So again, even if the video comes across a little bit pixelated, you'll be able to hear, hopefully. And actually, you guys made us think last time, and we've actually gone back and revisited. We played it forward, played it backwards, and we've actually did a bit more investigating on the release. So next Friday night, 7:00, grab yourself a glass of wine or a beer and tune into us. Like I say, great way to start your bank holiday. But send us your EVPs, or even if you've not got it recorded, send us your experiences, because it might be coming from a venue that you've had or you've been to before. And again, the more evidence you can bring to us, the more we'd like to review it. It's great to listen to new stuff. We've got another 3 years worth of shows to bring to you, but actually to hear some new stuff, it might. Joking aside, though, it's amazing to get an EVP through that we can actually try and marry up with what we've caught before, or we've been before. It would be amazing. And like I say, a lot more of these videos, the manners and stuff, are on YouTube. So please, if you're watching it tonight and you don't subscribe to our YouTube, jump onto YouTube, give us a subscribe. We're looking to get to as many followers as possible. And as always, like the video, share the video, invite some friends to it, join our like pages, and keep following us, guys, because like I say, the more people that follow us, the more we're going to be able to come from a live show. So amazing interaction tonight, guys. Thanks for following on from Thursday. If you're watching it back, thank you very much for watching it. Have a little look at the videos, give us your opinions on it. Even if it's not live, give us your opinions on them. We'll pick up, or we're all monitoring those those platforms. So we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, Facebook, 2 groups. We've got a live group and we've got a normal group. You can also when it comes up, be notified when we next go live. We're going to start doing these as an event, so it almost go into your Facebook calendar, so you'll get a little reminder before. If you subscribe to our YouTube, you get a reminder when we're going to go 30 minutes before and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's been great talking to you again. It's been
good.
Love them. I've really enjoyed doing the shows, and as always, we're nothing without you. So yeah, keep following us, keep liking us, and we will speak to you again on Friday, hopefully, as you break up for your beautiful Easter weekend.
That'd be nice.
But thanks ever so much, guys. It's been amazing. Enjoy the rest of your week, what's left of the weekend. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you on Friday.
See you later, guys. Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.